Are we live? We're playing this dance.
It's
Are
been
we?
taking like 25 seconds, I've noted, ish.
Let us know when you see us in my big shining forehead, apparently on the
Alright.
screen.
Get it shiny, shiny.
Do you see us? They're saying hi to each other, but
They are.
are you? Hey, Minx.
Oh,
Hey,
I think we're there. We
are we
just
there?
got the notification. Yep, we should be. We
It's
should
so
be
weird because
on.
it's the most odd thing at the very beginning, at the very end, because you're like, are we live? And then at the end, you're like, are we not recording anymore?
Here's a smile on your face. Keep smiling.
Well, hello, everyone. Guess what? We're not having a sale. So if you're coming here for a sale, it ain't going to happen tonight.
Leave now.
Well, I want to go all the way up here because I thought that this was funny because in the title I said big announcement, and then we have Willie. Big announcement. Which one of you are pregnant? Neither one.
Well,
maybe Gracie. Gracie would be the only one that could be pregnant.
it ain't funny, Misty. No.
Did Richard look at like, no? But honestly, she would be the only logical one that could be pregnant right now.
I've been looking a little pregnant lately, not gonna lie, but
same. I went to the fair. Audrey Lee. There's Audrey Lee. Audrey Lee. Hello, 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 Kim.
You wouldn't know the difference between me and Lulu.
Nicky Mouse. Aloha, Freddie.
Aloha.
Aloha, aloha. Pammy Whammy is here. Hello, hello. Miss Karen G. And I know Gavin's in there around there somewhere. Yes. Karen, I'm so upset that I missed your live because I've been in my editing hole all day. Good Lord. I've been popping in and out of my editing hole. Hey, H. Whoops. Hey, H. Hey, Quail. Oh, you guys. Hi, Minx. Hi, Rose. When we go down now. Heather Gibbs. Heather Gibbs. I always think of the Gibbs. Andy Gibb. Barry Gibb. You related to any of them, Heather? Meow, meow. There's Amy. Melly. Hi, Melly. Melly is here. Hi, Jerry. Indiana Jerry. Jerry's Vintage Vault. And Paula. I'm just going to scroll down until I say everyone. I said H. Emmeline. Audrey Lee is here. Cindy Lou, who's thrifted. Oh, that's a cute little doggy on your thing, Cindy Lou. Angela. Connie Walls.
Hello.
And there he is. There's Gavin. I knew he was in there somewhere. All right. Did I get spark joy in life? Hello, lovely people, to you as well. All right. I'm going to scroll all the way down. Nanner Banana is here. Nanner Banana.
Nanny Banana.
And Trace. Okay. I could just sit there and do this all day. Hello, everyone. Well, thank you for being here. You guys are all probably wondering, well, if you're not having a sale, then what the heck are you doing? Well, we're here to announce that we're not having sales anymore. How about that? How about that for an announcement? You know, you just gotta rip
the Band-Aid off.
You just gotta rip the Band-Aid off. You know, here's the thing. Michael and I, gosh, Michael, how long we've been doing these sales for together? 6 years?
Oh, years.
It's been a long time, and we wanted to. It's been difficult. And when you do a sale with someone, they're a long time. They are a long time. We're sitting there for 3 hours. It's an investment, and we're sitting there. You are sitting there. We're sitting there, and it's just. Oh, it's very time consuming. While it's a lot of fun, it's very time consuming. Oh gosh, no, I'm not yet. At least, not at this moment. Not yet. But I will share all of your grandchildren if you'll share them with me. But only when they're well behaved, and when they're crying, they're going to go back to you. They're going to go back to you. Okay, so Michael, what do you have to say? What do you have to say, Michael?
I think that it's this.
Hey,
No,
put a pin in that,
sometimes,
Rose.
like, if you
Put a
know
pin in
me,
that, Rose.
if you know me, then sometimes when I take a pause, my pause is because I'm deciding how direct am I going to be. So I
No, but you know
always,
what?
it is something that I have to be, I am proactively working on and must continue to react on. So I'm going to be direct with you. You know, at the end of the day, just as Misty said, and it is not lost on many of you that we have been doing this for years. And it is something that we will always be grateful for the opportunity to have gotten to work with one another and for
Oh
the
yeah.
support that all of you has shown us throughout the course of the years. It is not lost on us the importance that having the sale can serve in some people's lives, especially because it is an opportunity to bring people together in community. And so there's a lot of hesitancy that goes into making a decision. At the end of the day, while that is not lost on us, both Misty and I, of course, we are individual people, we have individual lives, we have individual businesses, and while we are going to maintain our personal relationship, the professional relationship is going to change,
Yeah.
right? Never say never. You never know. The only thing we never know is what the future does or does not hold for us.
Hmm.
So, we were talking before, and this is a never say never kind of situation. But for right now, it works
Yeah.
both for us, both personally and professionally, to put a pause, a pin, however you choose to do it. We're not doing a weekly scheduled sale either Sunday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I mean, really, that's it. We don't want to get up here. There's no
It's not
big
that deep.
explanation. It's not deep or anything like that. Um, I don't know. It's like trying to find something else to say would literally be like trying to find something else to say.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, it's in many way. I know this sounds not as bad as I want it to sound, but in many aspects, I think sometimes it's ran its course. I
Mhm.
mean, in some aspects, because you know, Michael and I have. I mean, we're still the best of friends. We talk to each other almost every single day, and we wanted to make this announcement because we know that the rumor mill can be in full force, and we want to snip any of that crap in the bud and say there isn't anything wrong with our friendship or our relationship. We're just trying to do different things. And honestly, when I had my surgery and I was slowing down, it kind of helped me realize that I need to slow down. And if I don't want to have any sales in a week, I don't have to. That's kind of laughable because we all know that I'll end up having like 15. But you know, it very much kind of went to where we felt like we weren't working for ourselves in some aspects because we had this scheduled sale every week. We curated it. We took a lot of time and energy and effort and making sure it was just so. And now we don't have to do that if we don't want to. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? Does that make any sense? I think you guys know what we're trying to say. But it isn't like we're not ever going to have a sale again. We were talking a little bit about that before we went live. And that's, I think that when we do, they'll make them a little bit more special for us. They'll make them a little bit more, maybe more successful, honestly. Because honestly, there are times, and after the sale was over, it's rough. And there are, and it's like that for everybody. We get it. We get it. It's not, there's a lot of factors that fall into that, but we enjoy having the sales, but we feel like, if I want to focus all of my attention on Vamp, I can do that. If Michael wants to focus more attention on eBay and on doing a solo sale on Wednesdays, he can do that, and there isn't any pressure for anything. I don't know. I'm a rambler. I told Michael, I said, if I
You
start getting,
are.
you need to say, Misty, you need to know, because we don't need to over explain
Mhm.
it. But
Um,
I've been really nervous about this all day, making this announcement, because, it has meant a lot to us over these years
mhm.
to do this and have fun and just kind of be silly. And, Michael and I have very different personalities and very different, so it's kind of fun. The yin and the yang sometimes is very enjoyable, but don't let him fool you. He can be just as silly as anybody else can, but
Yeah.
it's just, I think that it was just time. I think it was just
Well,
time.
and
Oh my gosh.
girl, don't make it deep. Don't make it deep. Don't make it deep. Don't make it. Ciao, ciao, ciao. No, at the end of the day, and this is the thing, we're still going to be around. Misty's still going to be doing Vamp. I'm still going to do a solo sale. Um, and that's something that I talked about last Wednesday.
Yeah.
And this reselling, it is my job. It's not passive income. It's not something fun to do. It's not, this is what I do
Yeah.
to pay bills.
Yeah.
So this isn't like I'm just like deuces. If I deuced out of here, then I'm deucing completely out because I got to go get a job. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I don't want to do that. I enjoy doing what it is that we do. And it's just going to give me the freedom to do what I want when I want to do it.
Yeah.
And it gives Misty the opportunity to do the exact same thing. And there's absolutely, yes, we're doing Wednesdays at 1. Wednesdays at 1. It's that, it's really, it's not that, it
It's
really
not that
isn't that
deep.
deep.
But we thought that we owed it to you all for being,
Hey,
there with
Val.
us from the beginning. And, we felt like we felt like we owed you guys a explanation, and not just be like, because trust me, we would get, where are you at? Where are you at? Are you going to be doing a live sale? We're still going to get those questions, and that's fine. But we just kind of we felt like we owed it to you, that you've been here with us from the beginning. And when we didn't know what we were doing, we were trying to figure it all out. And it just evolved in something that was really, really lovely. And it's still really, really lovely. But it's also lovely to be able to, well, honestly, when you do a sale by yourself, it doesn't take as long.
Mhm.
When you have two people, and if you were doing other things, if you're trying to list things on eBay, or if you're listing things on Vamp or whatever, it's taking that time where you could be putting that energy into listing more items instead of sitting there. And there have been sales, especially towards the end, where the half part of the sale, neither one of us were selling anything, and it's like, well, we sat here this whole time. So I think it was just time. I think it was just time. And that's basically it. You can't watch me on. If y'all need any help getting on Vamp, just send me an email and I will do my best to help you. If you have a what's that, Chromebook, it isn't the easiest thing. So, but if you any other way, you can. You have Lisa. Lisa's been here since day one.
And I see, this is the thing, and this is in part, part of the yin and yang, Lisa. And because me, I'm just like, girl, we just make a post. I don't.
I know.
But at this, because it's yes, Joanna, I am, and that's something that I've got to. There will be things coming, and I think that it will paint a bigger picture. But it just went right out of my head.
I have that effect on people.
Oh, about, it's one of those things that I'm just like, this sounds so jaded, and it's not, while it's not meant to sound that way, I'm going to recognize the fact that what I'm about to say is going to sound jaded. But it's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, outside opinion, outside influence, and I do say this about myself, and I do say this with confidence, not arrogance. I've just never been that person. I have thankfully never felt like, oh, that doesn't, I don't want, no shade, no tea, girl. Okay. But I don't, and she knows this, and I know, but
Yep.
like, I'm just like, I don't care. Oh, you
Yep.
said what? I don't care. No, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, well, dang, the only reason we're able to do this is because you guys have provided us the opportunity by your support to be able to do this. And it doesn't, and I don't think sometimes I have to take my own I don't care out of it and be a little bit more aware of how that can make other people feel. And I
Right.
don't want anybody to feel that I don't sincerely appreciate that. And I can't say that it wouldn't rightfully make some very, very, very kind people, very well meaning people feel like, well, geez, you know, maybe he didn't really appreciate it. That wouldn't be true, but I
No.
would certainly I could say I could see where that would be read that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't even think that it's that. I mean, I just think that um, it's just the timing of it all. I mean, it's a lot of work. And doing the live sales is not, you don't just pop on and have a live sale. You're making a reel, you're advertising, you're putting it out on Instagram, you're putting it out on your YouTube community post, making a reel, you're taking pictures, you're cleaning your items, you're writing down everything. So there's a lot that goes into it. It isn't just, we're pulling 15 items each and we just plop down and sell them. There's more to it than that. And there, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just because like what you were saying, and I think that this
Please.
I think that what you're saying is um I think that that can lead to a certain amount of frustration when view you view work in the way that and I do believe that this is something that Missy and I have our differences, but there is one thing that I do believe that we have in common is that we both do believe in our work. We very much care about our work. We very much care about the way in which we present our work. So there is, it's not just the buying of it, as Misty was saying, but it is going out and presenting it and picturing it and promoting it in a way which we feel comfortable represents our work ethic, our brand, our personalities. And it can be difficult. You can't but help sometimes, truth be told, you can't help but sometimes take it personal when it's a difficult sale if things are not selling. It can also, there are times when you definitely can't but help, we are human beings, but can't but help feel like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Just do it,
I'm
Michael.
gonna do it. I'm gonna be like, well, goddamn, how, like, don't you see what I'm offering you here? Don't you see? Don't you know how much work I put into trying to find these things and really curate a sale for you? And then it's just like you kind of see maybe some of your contemporaries, and you're just like, am I being stupid right now? Should I be putting in this much of myself into something that
Yep.
isn't resonating, or then you're left kind of wondering, is this making a difference? Is this making a difference for my sale, my brand,
Your time, your
my
energy, your
you know what I
effort.
mean? Like, and it's just, I'm gonna shoot you straight because sometimes I'm like, are you full-time reseller doing all the
Yeah.
I
Well, and there's a lot to choose from. There are a
that'll
lot of
get me in trouble. Rip just said, okay, on that note, wrap it up.
Richard. No, but I think that it is that there's just it basically it all boils down to
Patty, we
we
don't like each other anymore. We hate each other. We're no
no
longer having sales.
no.
Goodbye.
And here's the thing, Michael, he helped me start Veda. We built this together. We had ideas. We got it up from the ground running, But he just decided that it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. He wanted to focus on what he wanted to do. He isn't interested in having a live sale on Vamp, and that is okay. That doesn't make me mad at him. That doesn't make me feel any certain way. It's because I love him and I respect him and his choices of what he needs to do for himself.
Like, to the point, I just want to say this. Y'all do, I don't think some people actually realize that happened over a year ago. And I don't know if people actually do know that. That happened over a year ago.
Yeah, more than over a year ago. But it, that we don't have the kind of friendship that's transactional. It's like, you have to do this or you're not my friend anymore. That isn't what our friendship is based upon. And also, our friendship isn't based upon having a live sale together every Sunday or every Tuesday. It's more to it than that. And honestly, I think that it's going to make us even better friends by not having that, not want to say showboat, but that thing that we have to do. And it takes a little bit of the pressure off, I think, a little bit. So
you have to be entertaining. I mean, that's the gig. That's sales. I mean, y'all don't know. You walked into a store and the people are just miserable as all hell, and you can just tell. And you like, get me the hell out of here, right? If somebody is miserable doing their job, it makes you uncomfortable, and you don't want to hang around. So you're like, gotta go.
Well, and as much as we love being together and doing things like, being together, I think that people were starting to feel like we both were kind of done with the whole monotony of it all. And we both like to be able to, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Instead of it being like, I have to do this, I have to do that. That's not saying that there isn't aspects to what we do that we do have to do, but it takes the fun out of it. Michael, he has said a quote that always resonates with me, and it's always in the back of my mind, is when you start making your hobby into a business, you really lose a lot of the passion behind it.
That was Richard's.
Oh, a wise man named Richard Colvin once said that once you turn a business into a hobby, then there's a lot of truth to that.
When you turn a hobby into a business, there is.
Then you add in that you're also doing that business with your best friend, and it adds in a lot of things that we just don't want to do. We just want to be friends and not have it be a business transaction kind of a thing every week. So, I mean, that's just, I mean, that's
and I think that's the interesting thing. And perhaps there may be people who've been around since the very beginning, but when Misty and I started doing live sales together, I was not even on YouTube. I didn't even have a YouTube channel.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we were friends for almost a year before we did a live sale together.
I was always in his ear, though.
Yeah, she was. So there was a personal relationship far longer than there was a professional thing. Thank you, Brie. So I don't know. It just
well, and life changes. I mean, you're living in a different state now. You're in a committed relationship. You've completely moved and life changes, and there isn't any and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So and Michael will be selling on and it may not be every Wednesday. It may not be every Wednesday, and that's okay. But just make sure that you're following him on Instagram. Make sure that you're subscribed to his channel. That is an important thing, so you'll get notified when he does go live. But just kind of keep in the back of your mind, Wednesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, on the Cult of Vintage. That's my shipping day, so I'm always in there. I may not pop in and say hi, but I'm always watching while I'm doing my shipping. But yeah, I mean, we've been doing different things, and that's great. I'm going to focus all my time and energy on Vamp. That being said, all of my sales will be on Vamp, But
When?
I will still multicast many of them. I'm doing a wake up with Misty and tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's going to be multicast on all my social medias. When I do a live antique mall shop along, those are going to be exclusively on Vamp. So, and you know, it's just
We're just getting old.
we are. We are.
You know, I am so old. Do you know what I'm drinking?
Kool-Aid?
No.
Grapefruit juice.
Yes.
I love grape. Is it pink
I do
grapefruit?
too. You thought I was
Man,
crazy.
I love pink grapefruit juice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring home prune juice.
My grandparents, they used to take a grapefruit and cut it in the middle.
Sure.
And breakfast, they have grapefruit spoons with the little ridges on the end. So.
Well, at least it's not prune juice. I mean, if it was prune juice.
He said the next step is going to be.
Well, Bree said Ensure. Listen, Michael isn't 50 yet.
Who's over here drinking Ensure, by the way?
Well, Richard is older than both of us, though, so.
That's right.
Not by much, but just a little. Just a little.
By you, not me, though.
He's several years older than Michael. He's only
I'm the youngest one.
And honestly, like just
not if you put vodka in it, Pammy. Not if you put vodka in it, girl. V8.
I love pink, but only pink grapefruit juice, not just grapefruit. It has to be the pink grapefruit juice. Is what I like. And you know, it's kind of fun. We may even just say, hey, we're just going to pop on and have a chat, and it doesn't have to be transactional, but we felt like we owed you all a announcement explanation, even though it's not that deep. And we also wanted to just say that you can still support both of us on our things.
All the things changing.
Right now?
What's he saying?
No. He said, just say everything that's changing right now. And I said, no.
No. There's not, I mean, there really isn't that much changing other than we're not having a live sale together. That's pretty much it. I'm still busting my butt on Vamp. Michael's still busting his butt on eBay and on Wednesday. So that's all that's changed.
Yeah. Nothing.
Has there more that I am not aware of?
Maybe.
Oh, you'll have to. I mean, are you making an announcement now?
No, we're not making an announcement right now. Girl, I'm gonna monetize that. What are you talking about?
True.
I gotta get my coins.
Yeah, listen, because
How blanket, subscribe, engage, give me a comment.
You need to start
you can say, I waited for this shit to pop. This is all you've got to say. That's fine. It's engagement. Come on.
Maybe you should start a Patreon where people they got to pay to get the information.
Pay to get exclusive content that only airs 1 week before it actually goes out on YouTube.
That I can't. I can't.
$7.99, and I'll give you a month and a week. I'll give you all of my tips and tricks for reselling. You only have to pay me for it.
And for $10 a month, Richard will sit next to him the whole time and be on camera. Richard's like 10, 14, make it double 7. If it's 2 of us, it's 14.
Sure to buy.
He said, I am sure to buy. That stuff is expensive.
I don't know. I'm not old enough to drink it yet.
It's expensive.
Wait, what's Beth saying in the chat? Oh, Michael's keeping a secret. Oh, are you getting married?
No.
There will be tickets to be purchased for that event.
And there will be. And again, that video will be monetized. Don't worry.
Do it just in case, Richard. I do not think I will like this show. I might give a thumbs down. What?
You
Lisa?
can do it. It counts.
It does count. It really does. It really does count.
Mhm.
You have to tell me if there's a way. Oh, there isn't going to be.
No.
And I'm still not a grandparent yet. So sorry if you were waiting on one of those
What?
one of those 2 announcements.
What?
Why doesn't he just get on camera?
Oh, he said that we're close enough that it wouldn't matter. Well, no, that's because whenever, like, I'm just like, because they're like, how do you know Lydia or Dick? That's Richard's parents. I'm like, oh, they're my in-laws. It's my mother-in-law. That's why I just say that because I'm like,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you this. It's really not mine to say, but I'm getting permission to say
It's
it.
changing.
It is changing things drastically. This Friday, August 8th.
this is news that I don't even know.
It is. This Friday, August 8th, the Sciota Inn will no longer be owned and operated by Richard Colvin and cleaned by yours truly. It was not listed. It was not listed. It just happened to be that there was another couple in the area who have stayed with us a couple of times. They're already local business owners here in town. They have a lovely shop. It really is one of the most. It's the Mustard Seed, the little boutique. For those of you
Yes.
that have been here, it's a darling
It
store.
is.
Both
It's
ladies
so
and
cute.
gentlemen, and they just stayed and they were talking, and they are also opening an event center here right in the cul-de-sac. So they will have the event center, and they will be the proud owners, the new proud owners of the Sciota Inn. And this Friday, we will no longer be owning the cottage behind the inn. So,
Oh,
if some of you do or don't know, there is also a cottage that is on what is technically an adjacent property. Richard was smart enough not to combine them. So they were always two separate entities, both with separate mailing addresses. And my mother has been living in the
yeah.
cottage since we have moved here last June. Yeah, because it was right before your first pop up.
Yeah.
God, that was miserable. God, that was miserable. It was what? We got her, we packed
Out
her
of here, you took off.
and then on the next day, I was like, I gotta go to pop up. And then I came there, set up, left, came back to help finish her unpacking, then came back and did the pop up. So that has also sold. That has sold to the new business owner's parents. So they will be it. Listen, the Sciota Inn is still operating. So
Yeah.
we would love you to continue to support them if you do love the town, if you want to come in for the extravaganza. They really are very nice people. The parents will be offering the cottage on Airbnb. So that will now become available again to rent. And we are currently actively looking at a new property for my mother to live. So that, of course, will be here in town.
Where's she going to live? Is she going to stay at the cottage until then?
Yes. So we've made contracts, whatever.
Well,
What is it?
Negotiate.
We have negotiated in the contract that she is able. We pay rent.
She doesn't come with the house.
She does not. She does not. No. So we're doing that. We're going to do a sit down. He doesn't know this yet, but we're going to do a sit down edited video that will be fully monetized. We'll go into more depth into it. So obviously there are a lot of things changing. Talked about it before in a previous video. We're going more in depth in it. And that is still one of the reasons why I'm struggling with putting out content. It's because there's still a tremendous amount of stuff that is going on logistically. What?
I wondered why you were getting all that stuff out of the attic. Because I was like, why don't you just leave it up in the attic, Michael? Why don't you just leave it up there? Now I know.
It took months to get it out of the attic.
Yeah, it did. It took months. I mean, Stephanie and Bobby could probably attest to that. They were here, they saw, they helped with both of their husbands. There was the estate sale for his parents, which was a combination of things that I had, Richard had, his parents had. We had to move all of that, set it all up. It's really been nonstop for the last
And nonstop. Well, I knew that this
6
was
months.
something that you've been ruminating about, and I'm
Well, it
actually
was
really, really excited because I know this is going to be
so we didn't want to tell anybody because the ink wasn't on the contract.
right.
Do you know what I mean? And it's just like one of those things where you don't want to jinx it. You know what I mean? You want to be sure, and we're sure now. So officially, everything will be written off, and we'll be piecing out and moving on. And
Well,
so
and
a lot
I think
is going
a
on.
lot of people don't realize the amount of work that goes into running the inn and everything. And Richard remodeled that entire inn himself.
Mhm.
So I mean, he literally has his heart and his blood, sweat, and tears into that inn. But I am certain that he's a very smart man, and he listed it for what he needed to get out because of that blood, sweat, tears, and time, energy, and effort into it. So I'm just excited because I know that you guys will be moving on to some other adventure, something that I don't know. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I mean, I don't know that we have anything written in stone, truth be told.
No, but
That's okay
it
because
gives you options.
you need the time. Exactly. You need the time to rest. I mean, and that's, where I'm at now in the apartment and then the larger house. He did all of that.
All of it. All of it.
So it's time to take some time to regroup,
Gosh.
regather. And of course, we're looking for another house for my mother. So why not just.
Aren't you glad to not have to change sheets 1,500 times a week?
I think it's weird, and I think part of it, and I think it'll be interesting to see how Richard does with this, because it's like one of those things where you're always on, you're always on, you're always on, and then all of a sudden, like, you've done it for so long that mentally, then you're like, you wake up and you're like, what am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. I'm forgetting to do something. I'm forgetting to do, and you live with that. I know when I quit my job and I was just constantly in this state of, oh my God, I know I'm forgetting things. I know I'm forgetting things. And that's, people don't talk to you about that. But like, you're literally, and I'm sure a lot of folks out there that have retired probably feel that way, where you're like, what
do I do?
Am I supposed to be somewhere? What, did I have an appointment? Did I need to?
Not only that, it's kind of what your identity is. Like, that's been your identity for so long. This is what I do. Like with Richard, I'm an innkeeper. I have this, I'm known around town. This is what I do. This is my identity. And then it's like, well, who am I? So, but also at the same time, you can do something else, and it can open up a different avenue.
Viking cruise.
Oh my gosh, I want to go on a Viking cruise. Just don't go on the poop cruise, Michael. Don't go on the poop cruise.
It's all Antiques Roadshow's fault, because that's when those commercials come on.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like,
listen.
And then the lady that catered went on one, and she just couldn't say enough good things about it. And I was like,
Tabitha, who went to Ireland with us, she went on a Viking river, and she said it was remarkable because, like, you could just sit out on your veranda or whatever and drink coffee, and you're just floating by whatever town you're. Oh, yeah, and there's no children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just adults, and it's not like you're going to party woohoo with the DJ.
Do you? Oh, Rachel is in. Rachel, are you in that? Girl, I've been in Natchez. God, that's right. I do remember that.
She's from Natchez, Mississippi,
in the Delta, because they have a southern. You go through like Natchez down through the Delta into New Orleans. You see like a lot of the antebellums and. It is
Yeah, see?
not New Orleans.
You
New
should go to Mardi Gras.
Orleans.
Doesn't Richard want to go to Mardi Gras?
You've not been to Mardi Gras, have you? No.
I would.
Yeah.
Not me.
Okay.
Those whooping days are over for me. The whoop whoop.
You can go uptown. You can go
I
uptown.
would go during not Mardi Gras.
Some of not Mardi Gras is wilder than Mardi Gras, but it's just where you go in town to celebrate. So if you're like going downtown, like
We have to show our boobies.
tourist, Bourbon Street,
boobies.
that's like tourists. That's where like non-local people are going. That's where it gets kind of crazy because people come down and act a fool, and
You gotta show your boobies when you go to that. That's when you gotta do that to get your beads. I might just do that one time just to say that I've done it.
I mean, what? Who the hell gonna know?
Click off the bucket list. But I would just like to go to visit I want to go to the cemeteries in New Orleans. Man, I would love to go out to those cemeteries because they just look beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
He did own it. Richard has owned it as the site. Richard is the one who made the Sciota Inn. Prior to that, it was an apartment, four unit apartment complex. So when he purchased it, he renovated it and turned it into the Sciota Inn, and that's been almost 14 years now. Over 14 years now.
Yeah, and he did it. Golly, if you'd seen the before and after pictures, it's incredible. It really, really is incredible. But that, like Michael said, if you want to come and stay at the Sciota Inn, you still can. You still can.
Yeah.
And maybe you'll run into Michael somewhere and say hi. You might bump into him on the street.
It happens when we go to the Urbana flea market, the Springfield flea market. It has happened to us walking in downtown. So it is a small town. Population is under 12,000. So it's not, you don't get lost in a sea of people here.
No, it's a lovely little town though. It really, really is just the sweetest little town. And it's not like, like where I live, it's I don't want to say, this sounds so, where I live, it's also a sweet little town. It's very rural. It's very, very rural. Where I feel is
downtown Bedford is really cute. I think downtown Bedford
but like Sciota, Urbana is very, you've got like really nice restaurants and that aren't like chains, and you know what I mean? You've got,
we do have really good. I mean,
yeah, we've got like little shops and little.
We have a lot of international food here for such a small. It's really hot.
Yeah. I mean, Bedford is fine and all, but it's just we don't have that kind of charm with like the different restaurants and the amount of businesses. We're just a square.
Maybe Richard will run for mayor, and I can get trees planted.
Yes, and a new mural.
And there is a new mural.
Oh, a new one?
There is a new one.
Over the other one?
She said, did they paint over the other one?
I mean,
God love, God bless. I mean, it's done well. It's just, it gives me like 90s hippie saying. And then there's like the go-be-doo, like every time we go by it, and I can't help it.
Live love.
Yes. But with like the sunshine and rainbows of like mid 90s kind of like hippie vibes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's got that artistic, which I'm not opposed to. I'm not personally opposed to it. But I'm just like,
yeah.
Okay.
I love the murals that have like
the new one is it's done really well. It represents the history of the town, and it's large.
Yeah, I like the ones that have that look, the vintage postcards that it'll like say Urbana, and it's got like a big piece of bread or a big loaf of bread, and
this one is it's like pages are torn out of like a book. So it's got like it actually is done really well.
I wish they were going to Germany with me, Joanne. Don't
Now,
think I've not tried to convince them, but you
um,
know,
we hope to at that point. Again, the next step now is actively looking at property for mom so that we can get
yeah,
her.
that's the first
So depending
thing.
on the house, you know.
Yeah. You're looking for a fixer upper?
No, it doesn't, not like, certainly not like he has done in the past.
Right.
Um, and that's literally, no.
That's the thing that they're focusing. They're not focusing on going to Germany, right? They're focused on buying a house for Michael's mom. That's the next thing on the big
Mhm.
thing on the list. And then once that happens, I'm sure that it'll need painted and and all that kind of stuff, but not like a major reno.
Everywhere that we looked is going to need something.
Yeah.
Some more than others, of
Right.
course, but and
Yeah, man, I know because
it's an aggressive market out there right now too.
Emma
Stuff
and
is
Colin are looking at houses, and dang,
ugh.
that's the thing that there was a house that it's like I think it was listed at like $275,000, and just in 2019 it
Two
sold
bedroom,
for
one bath.
130,000.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. If you're selling your house, hey, that's great. But if you're buying one,
Yeah.
it's not so great. It's not so fun.
I mean,
Not so
there have been properties that there have been several properties now that have been under contract in less than 12 hours,
I know,
literally
isn't that crazy?
less than
It's
12
crazy.
hours. So,
And it does make you wonder though too is, the thing that Emma is so practical. She was like, the housing market's gonna crash at any moment. And I don't want to buy a house that's $250,000. And then in a year it's not worth that. And then
I think honestly, and this is just it's conjecture and theory, of course, on my part, but what I'm really seeing is that resident and when I say residential, I feel like I'm singing to the choir because I feel like we are all envisioning kind of the same thing,
yeah,
like neighborhoods, that we
yeah,
grew up in, that you raised your kids in, that helped raise your grandkids in. They're traditional neighborhoods. Where what I am seeing is like these large, like swaths of land, and then you've got like it's all new build. It's all very like uniform looking, but then you'll have an apartment, then you'll have like 20 individuals, then you'll have like condos. It's like mixed community all together. And then they're trying to put stores in them. So everybody's like very insular. And I think that's going to actually help drive traditional residential property up higher because
yeah,
those are going to be at a premium because just a small yard is going to be more valuable as time goes because that's the one thing they ain't making any more of is land, right? And if
yeah.
all of the developers are buying up all the land to put in mixed housing, very few of those units or dwellings have any kind of personal space. It's going to be
Mhm.
about feeling individual, that you have your own space, that you have neighbors, and I think that people are going to pay an arm and a leg to get into
Mhm.
those kind of spaces going forward.
Yeah.
you know
There was a house not just kind of down the road from us that was a complete tear down. Like they bought that the people bought I don't know who bought it, but someone bought it to flip it, basically.
Mhm.
And they tore it down basically to the studs. And I know that, they probably got it pretty cheap, but they put a lot of money into it. And it's right off of the road. It's like right off of the road. Very small yard. And they wanted $500,000 for it. And I was like, are you out of your really? What? Huh? And yeah, and it did sell, but like 2 years later for way less than $500,000.
This is
But
an interesting topic because I can really draw a correlation between like like real estate and vintage and antique reselling. And it's to your point about like I think that you've got, and I think this has happened with the reselling, is that you've got the rise of the idea of specifically like house flipping. You
Yeah.
turn on how many shows? I mean, HGTV and TLC are pretty much dedicated to flipping houses, to flipping properties. And this is the thing, like on camera, whether it's on network television or if it's on YouTube, when you see it, you're seeing like a fraction of what goes
Mhm.
into it. So then you're like, oh, that's easy. That doesn't look like, and then people get in there, they drive the price up, they overpay for the property, they overpay on the rehab and rebuild. Or again, like vintage and antique, y'all are going to go to an auction, you overbid on the item, you overvalue the item, and then you try to pass that off to the consumer. The problem is the consumer doesn't want it. So now you've got a bottleneck in
Yeah.
especially
I mean,
supply and the demand of it, because the demand is like, I'm paying that for that.
it's you're not wrong. You're not
Mhm.
wrong. I mean, that is an interesting insight
Mhm.
because it is. I mean, during the pandemic, man, it was great for us. I mean, it was great. Specifically, I mean, it was not a great time of year. And I'm not trying to say that, but like from a business standpoint, for me, I had just closed my brick and mortar and I had 2,500 square feet of inventory. Nobody could go anywhere.
Mhm.
So the supply and demand there was a lot of supply and a lot of demand for me.
Mhm.
And now there's a lot of a lot. And people are having to pick and choose where they're putting their time and their energy and their effort into.
Mhm.
It is,
Yeah.
I mean, it is a pretty interesting, it's pretty related. I mean, I think that you could really have an argument on that. And same with
Mhm.
cars and, any kind of sales in any way. It's would be interesting.
Well, yeah, no, and I mean that's like I ended up having to get. I am still pissed off at the state of Pennsylvania over this because in Ohio, well, even in Indiana,
Hmm.
like, and I know that there are others, but in the wonderful state of Pennsylvania, you're required to get a yearly inspection,
Oh yeah.
and Pennsylvania would not pass my car because I had rust on the door, and
Yeah.
it was this, right?
Your old car. Yeah.
And they would not pass my car for there was nothing whatever. It was because I had this rust. So you had to take it to a body shop. You could not get into a body shop for like months. And I was like,
What
so
do you
you're
have to do?
not going to pass my car for inspection. I can't get this spot of rust fixed. And so I had to buy a car when there was so much demand and it drove the prices. And I think Emma has a good point, and it is a valid concern. Because then I bought my car and people were being put in positions where you had to buy a used car for more than what they would go
What
for
it works.
3 years ago, brand new,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But they are continuously making more cars. And they're just not making that land anymore.
Mm-mm. No, no. I know rent is expensive too. I mean, Emma and Colin, they live in a two-bedroom. Um, it's like a townhome, a two-bedroom townhome. They pay $2,500 a month for two
You know,
bedrooms
and that just really gets
in
me.
Indianapolis.
Because and it was somebody on social media that made that point is that it's all well and good for folks to pay, $1,800, $2,000, $2,500 for rent, but then when they go to get a loan from the bank, they don't qualify to have a mortgage payment less than what it would be to rent. How,
I
like,
know.
if somebody could get a 20-year fixed for 200,000, what is that? I don't
I mean,
know.
it just
It's
depends on
less
what the
than
interest rate is.
$2,500, but yet they're out there paying that every month for rent, but then they can't qualify for the loan because now they also need 20%.
Yeah, I know. When we bought our first home gosh, when was that? We bought it in 1998. Yeah, 1998. And at that time, that was like before the housing market fall, you know, we were getting, you didn't have to put anything down. It was zero. You didn't have, of course, we just got married and we didn't have anything put down on it anyway. But I mean, at that time, I mean, that's when a lot of, I mean, we bought a very cheap starter home, you know, but a lot of people would buy these big houses because they didn't have to have any money down. And when the housing market burst, and they all those houses were foreclosed upon because they couldn't make their payments on it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Predatory loaning.
That is a completely, we went way off on something, but it is very interesting I mean, it does make sense if you think about it. But, you know, basically, guys, there isn't anything to this other than we're doing different things. That's all that it is. And I mean, we're doing the same thing. We're both selling vintage and antiques. Michael is still having sales.
Yep.
I'm still having sales, but we're just not going to be doing them together because we don't want to be tied down to that. And if we don't want to do a sale, you don't have to do a sale. If we want to, we can't. But that being said, we do have to, because that's how we pay our bills. So don't think that we don't have to work, because we do have to work. We're just trying something a little different for a while. That's all it is. That's all it is.
All it is.
And I know that it's sad because a lot of you like, oh, I just like I always liked spending time with you together. You still can. You still can.
Just in different ways. That's it. That's all. Yeah.
That's it. Mm-hmm. So, Michael, are you going to have a sale on Wednesday of this week? Okay.
Wednesday at 1. There we go.
Wednesday at 1.
There we go. Wednesday at 1.
Wednesday at 1 on the Cult of Vintage. So make sure that you are subscribed to his channel, the Cult of Vintage. No, Lisa says she's going to go back and watch all of our old sales, which is fine, because that's.
I'm going to go back. The first one's still on your channel. I might go back and check that out.
Oh my gosh. That's pretty hilarious. But I am very active on virtualantiquemarketplace.com. I'm going to be going live tomorrow morning at 9. Mark and I went to the bins, so we're going to do a little bit of a haul of what I got over the weekend. And then I have to get my hair colored at 11. So I will not be on there all morning, because look at these roots. Lord have mercy. So I'm going to the hair salon, but then I'm going back live again at 6. I'm going to try something a little bit different. Just 10 items for the Kitsch Fix, 6 p.m. Eastern on Vamp. And then I have sales every Tuesday. And then I'm not doing much because I'm driving. I'm going on a road trip by myself down south. Mark's going east and I'm going south. So I'm not going to say where yet. You'll know about it when I'm there, but I'm going to go on a little bit of a road trip. And I'm looking forward to it. So that's I leave on Sunday. Oh, and Amy and I are going to Collectors Carnival on Saturday down in Princeton, Indiana. You both watch for the 15 cents in YouTube proceeds. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the ad revenue's down. And I get those comments. A lot of people are like, well, all these ads. I'm like, during some months, you can put the same amount of work into it, and YouTube will pay you half of what they did pay you another time. So the analytics and the algorithms of it all is exhausting. But trust me when I say we're not making tons of money anyway in our YouTube ad revenue.
You know how and this is the big thing is that, and this, I've actually spoken on this before. But the biggest way that we can make changes and differences on YouTube is to stop watching and do not engage in corporate sponsored content. In other words, if they are on a major network and you are seeing that show, that personality, and now they're over here on YouTube, that is where they are shifting gears to.
Yeah,
is that you've already dying. Right. And so they're like, oh, well, let's get on. So then the advertisers are like, well, it worked on television, so let's translate it over on, and that is what is happening, is that
That's
people are
affecting us.
becoming more engaged on what was an individual's platform is now becoming very much like CBS, NBC, ABC. It does not matter.
No.
Doesn't matter the network. It
And it's
doesn't
just
matter
gonna
the
get
kind
worse.
of. It's corporate. It is if it's a corporate entity on YouTube,
It's just
that
like the
will
old mom and pops, the little mom and pops,
that is
you
what
know?
it's like. It
It's
really truly
exactly what it
is.
is.
It really
Yeah.
truly is.
And it's just
And
gonna get worse for us small content creators
yep.
because TV is dying. They're like, it's just not, they're streaming and they're coming over to YouTube as well. So I mean, you do what you want to do, but just know that is a lot of the reason why engagement can be so wonky. So it is a racket, Lisa. It's a racket. My son used to say, "This is a whip off." And when he'd get a prize out of the bubblegum machine that didn't, this was a whip off, because that's the way that he said it. So that's why Mark and I still say this is a rip off. It is. So anyway, well, that's about it, guys. I know that
Yeah.
Jason and Amy are having a sale right now, so you can leave us and head on over there because they actually are having a sale, and we're not. But we may decide that we just want to have like a little fireside chat. Maybe we'll talk about, a different topic that's not even reselling. That might be a fun thing to do.
Like we did tonight.
When you want. Yeah. Like we can talk about, do y'all want to talk about birthing babies? No, we won't talk about that. But we do appreciate you guys watching us for all of these years and supporting us and coming to the sales and just checking in and saying hi every once in a while. We really do appreciate that. And thank you so much for all of this, the support that you've given us. This isn't like it ain't ever going to happen again, but we are putting a pin in it for now. And, make sure that you
see you real soon.
K-Y.
Why? Because we like
we
you.
like you.
MOUST.
Helen says, what will I do now? Helen, you know what to do. We'll all be together Wednesday at 1 on Michael's channel.
I'm just
I just
saying,
won't be on camera.
you can come and banter, but we will banter. I don't monetize my sales, so that gives me a little freedom.
I do after
give me a
the
little
fact.
freedom over there.
I do after the fact. I do after the fact. But all right, thank you guys so very much. We really do appreciate you, and I guess that's it.
That's it.
It isn't any deeper than that. That's all it is.
See you real soon.
All right, guys. Thank you guys again so much, and I will see you. Maybe you'll wake up with me tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, and if not, I'll see you at 6. And if not, we'll see you on 3 on Tuesday. And if not, then we'll see you at 1 on Wednesday on the Cult of Vintage. All right, guys.
We will.
Thanks so much.
Good night, everyone.